All right, thanks for listening to this episode 2's in Face Wrestling podcast. On today's episode, it's a very loose agenda episode. This is our end of year recap. If you've been with us for the past maybe 4-ish years, you've probably listened to at least 3 of these. And yeah, we're just gonna shoot the shit. I mean, I don't know what you guys are drinking. I have a hot chocolate here with Screwball peanut butter whiskey. That's like the in thing now. Hank has a water. So yeah, I mean, I think grab a beverage and just chill. We're kind of hopping right into it off the cuff, and everyone's kind of holding up their. Chris, talk to me, man. How have you been, and what's your drink of choice?
You know, it's so I'm post quarantine. I did 2 quarantines back to back. So actually, this is the first beer that I'm gonna drink in like 14, 15 plus days, more than that. I don't know. I can't remember the last time I had a drink, but it's gonna feel good. I think.
That's probably good for your liver.
Absolutely, man. It's good for the soul.
Obviously.
And I mean, it's a mango cart by Golden Road. It's a California brewery. I don't know. It was in the fridge, so I just grabbed it. Like I said, I hadn't been out the house, so salud, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, fellas.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I guess I'll go through and introduce everyone really quick. You probably know if you, like I said, if you are familiar with the podcast. Coming to you live from, I think, a little northwest of me, maybe, is Hank 312. Hank, how are you?
I'm well, man. I'm well. Happy to do this again. You know, so our 3rd year in a row, 4th year in a row, little end of year pod. We all get together and hang out. But I'm doing well, man. Thankfully, I am healthy and alive.
Yeah, Christmas.
Oh, Christmas was all right, man. We had a little COVID Christmas. Had 2 family members everyone's okay, but had 2 family members pop for COVID and from different households. So it was just the immediate family here in my household. But we made the best of everything. It is what it is.
Yeah.
I can't complain. Yeah.
And then partner in crime, incidental nerd, coming to you live from his nerd cave, and the For the Pop banner in the background. Congrats on you guys rebooting, relaunching.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely have seen some stuff, have listened to some stuff. But nerd, how was your Christmas and how you been?
Christmas was a little rough. We suffered a loss in the family. A close uncle of mine. So it was a little bit rough, but we made it through. Just shared a lot of love with the family. Had some way too much good food. Yeah, man, that's about it.
Cool. Richard, I haven't talked to you in a bit, man. How have you been?
Yeah, it's like this is that family reunion where you have those cousins that you only see once a year.
It's sort of been like that this year for sure.
Yeah.
The power rankings have been non-existent this year. I mean, everything feels like it's been out of the loop. So
yeah, it takes some getting used to. It's been over a year since I've done them, and trying to do them again. It's like, how do I do this again? Like what number comes after 7?
No, definitely. So speaking of rankings, I have a sort of controversial. It could be controversial list that I can share. We're working on an article, and I'll get to it. Maybe we can start off that a little bit. I can get some feedback from you guys because I think your feedback's important. Before we do that, DF and D-Ray, I've been on the pod a couple times this year. I think mostly all of you have, some of you have at least made an appearance, at least within the year, I think, or a couple times before. But D-Ray, man, how you been?
Good. Same as Hank. We had a COVID Christmas, so things were a little bit different. We had to, change things on the fly as things are. Card title to change or subject to change. So
card subject to change.
So Christmas was different this year, and everyone's getting through it. My sister and my brother-in-law have COVID right now. Yesterday, I got my booster, and the booster kind of kicked my ass. so I was wrapped up and out of commission by like 8 p.m. last night. But I'm feeling good. I'm happy I got the booster to stay protected, and things are going well.
Yeah, I mean, except for the feeling like shit and calling it at 8 p.m. That sounds like an
Yeah.
ideal night.
Exactly. Like I didn't have to take a shot or anything. No drinking, no beer. I mean, just passed out. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't need COVID for that. Nowadays, 9 o'clock, I'm like, man, it's getting late.
Yeah. And hopefully, if you're watching this on the live stream, Chris is going to be putting up some effects. So that what we're using is called StreamYard, StreamYard.com. I believe we're going to open it up to see if anyone wants to jump in as the stream goes on, Chris, right? I'm just going to try.
Yep.
Just going to tweet that out.
We have Kike joining us.
Okay.
Whoa,
Hey.
what up, boys?
Kike, we're in the middle of introductions, so you made it.
Look at that. All I heard was shots.
Oh, we're talking about
Since it
boosters.
starts tingling.
Oh, hey, I need one right now.
It depends on which kind of shots you're talking about. There's many different types of shots going around right now. But yeah, thanks for how you been, man.
How's everybody doing tonight?
Doing well.
Good, man.
Yeah. How was your Christmas, Kike?
It was good, bro. Just I was off. It was relaxing, you know. Just hung out with the family, you know.
There you
Everybody
go.
Sounds good.
Awesome.
Sometimes it's just the little simple things that are what you cherish the most, right?
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
Oh, for sure. I think today put into perspective, right? Just to cherish the little things and, tell your boys you love them. And just, I think that's just in general. These last 2 years have been kicking everybody's ass. And then, Nerd said he had a loss in his family, us in the Chicago wrestling community and just the wrestling in general. I won't speak on it because it wasn't a close friend of mine. I'm sure D-Ray can speak more, but
yeah,
just the loss of Marcus Crane today that I at the very least, it's nice to see the outpouring of love the man had. I think any of us can agree that if and when our time comes, we'll be lucky to get half as much as love that he's gotten today.
Definitely. That's very well said. Yeah, D-Ray, do you have any? I know you've been tweeting out like a lot of stuff. Obviously, people can follow you on Twitter. They can read all of that. I've been from our main account or from our Twitter account, but just been trying to retweet as much as possible, as many Marcus stories that I've seen. Did you want to share anything? D-Ray, you probably knew him a little closer than most, I'd say.
Well, yeah, like one of my favorite stories is like the one that I tweeted earlier is like Marcus loved like how should I say this, like mac and cheese and boneless wings. That was like his favorite foods. And
okay.
And
he loved B-dubs. Like he would eat like B-dubs maybe like 5 times a week if he did or more.
Oh my god, that's a lot of B-dubs.
So yeah, like one day I guess like he didn't want to make any food or I don't know what the situation was, but he created a GoFundMe and he was asking for just like $20 so that he could go out and buy B-dubs. And people jumped on it. They gave him money. The one guy gave him, I think, like $20, and like the comment on the donation was just like, "Hey, man, at least you're honest. Like, go get some food." Yeah. And then people just like gave him up to like $80. I think it might have gone more, but I'm not positive on that. But I know like he definitely got like more than the 20 he was asking for to get food. Like Marcus was just like a fun guy and a good guy overall, and just so loving.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I've been seeing online. I mean, I've never spoken to the man or whatnot, but like you would just see him as a wrestler, and you would hear these things about like his style and how unique it was, and like at least like in our small circle of indies that we would go to, we would see him often. And I think the one thing that I would always remember is that he won that check at Freelance Underground.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would always poke at James and be like, where's the check? But like just seeing these stories like really put things into perspective at times,
Yeah.
If
anything, that adds to the legacy of the check. The check is still it's still relevant. There is a new holder of the check. Wait, who holds it? I think Shane Mercer is holding the check.
Shane Mercer.
Mercer. So yeah, I know I've tweeted this as well from our account, but like whenever that check is cashed in, it's like we've gotten like a 2-year build of this thing.
For real, dude. At two, I mean, but
At
maybe
least.
3 years.
Maybe 3, yeah.
Marcus won at
That was
Vader
a Vader Brow. Yep.
Right.
Yeah.
So that was a while ago.
I almost don't want it to actually be cashed in and just keep it around, but just keep like have like 3 more years go by where it's just like, yeah, this could happen, and then just it never happened. I think that would just be like hysterical.
I'm sure that's just what Caleb and James want.
When it becomes like the Madden curse, where it's like
geez.
if you have the check, then like you're out. The checks get passed on and things like that. It would just be funny, but well, there you go. Hashtag beat up GPA.
He's quick on
There
it.
we go.
Yeah, well, Chris, you probably had that one in the.
Look, I'm not gonna reveal my secrets. Just know that I'm on it. All right.
You had it in the chamber already, huh?
Yeah, he just hit control copy paste.
He had a shortcut key.
Yeah.
Hotkeys.
Where's the hotkey for Viva El Chente?
Dude, I have a better one.
Ooh.
Oh.
Yeah, we probably got a mix. So, like, speaking of Project Monix, do we have like a mixed group here? Obviously, Two Is in a Face does not condone any support of Project Monix. We've made that very clear. So, like, does anyone want to jump in on like how they feel about what happened? Do you feel betrayed? Do you still have the knife in your back?
I'd be happy.
Nerd.
As a wrestling fan, I gotta say that was the greatest fucking thing this year, and I'm talking period. I mean main freaking WWE, AEW, New Japan, anything. That was the greatest shit in wrestling this year, and it was because it made me fucking feel something that I hadn't felt since I was a little kid. I got fucking swerved hard.
Yeah.
And I felt it all. He tugged on my fucking heartstrings. I was crying while he was coming to the ring. I'm sitting there next to Kike, pounding on the fucking mat, just feeling all that emotion. And as soon as he turned and fucking called us all pieces of shit, man, I popped so fucking hard. That was for the pop, man. That was awesome.
There you go. I hadn't smoked a cigarette in I don't know how long, and that made me want to go outside and smoke. That's exactly what I did after that.
It was like basically Chris is saying it was like having sex. It was like the feeling of having sex. He had to go have a cigarette after.
It was so good. He needed that nicotine hit after.
Yep.
Word.
You said it really well, nerd. It's a feeling that will come around in wrestling, but there wasn't one probably like it this year. I mean, everyone I think was swerved.
Well, not me, as I'm just kidding. I was
besides Hank, the bell ringer gets specific backstage access.
No, man, I was fired. I don't ring bells.
You had the earpiece in.
yeah. The bell ringer gets an earpiece at Freelance Underground.
Ring it, damn it.
Once that happened though, Nerd, are you currently still a fan of Project Monix, even though he swerved you like that?
Let's peel back the curtain a little bit, okay?
Okay.
I am a fan of Pat, and I love what he's doing.
Okay.
Do I love the character? I mean, look at Kike. He still wants to take his hand, but no, I'm not. But it's one of those things where it's like certain guys. There's that little thing about like I will never support GPA, ever. I will forever be a beat up GPA guy. But do I want to see him wrestle for the rest of his life in Chicago so I could boo him? Fuck yes. So right now it's time to boo Pat, but I'll be ready to cheer for him anytime.
Okay. If he comes back to the light side. Oh, Richard, I feel like you might have the opposite opinion. Like, do you like you cheering for Pat? Pat comes out at a show you're going to tomorrow. Are you cheering or are you booing?
Everything that happened that night proved why Pat Monix is the greatest thing to come out of Chicago since thin crust pizza. Like, you guys need to recognize that
Since
Like-
notice the man said thin crust, like thin crust tavern style, which doesn't get talked about a lot, but is very delicious.
Like Michael Jordan, his Michael secret stuff was inspirational quotes from Pat Monix in Space Jam.
So Richard is retconning Space Jam at the moment.
I mean, in a single
Michael
breath,
Jordan is a time
When,
traveler.
when Kobe scored 81 points, guess who was in the third row in like the 300 section? Little baby Pat Monix. He gave him that inspiration at a young age.
It's fair.
Wow.
That's fair.
Henry, stop this nonsense, please.
Yeah, what do you think, Hank?
Man, I got swerved. I'm a masochist. My feelings were hurt, so sometimes you gotta stand up for yourself and for your feelings. And honestly, I hope whoever Pat ends up in the ring with next whoops his ass.
Yeah,
I heard Pat has STDs or something like that. I don't remember, something like that, or maybe I'm going too far back. I don't know, but I hope Matt Nix one day makes it rain purple paint on him.
Speaking
Definitely.
of rain, I think that there's a storm in his future.
Ooh.
Who's backstage at Freelance Underground now? Huh? That sounds like Nerd. Nerd has picked up the booking
Nerd's
sheet
a
once
big
or
guy.
twice.
Nerd has the
Yeah,
inside track now.
That was nothing
All
but the fact
all
that
I
I
know
like
is-
puns. I just like puns. I don't know nothing.
All I know is all heart is going to become heartless.
Oh wow,
Mm.
Richard is literally Monix's hype man right now. I think.
Oh, that's right. We got Blake Christian.
Yeah.
Hey, ready for
Okay,
Blake?
speak up, brother. I thought you were his hype man.
Yeah, are you taking his hand, Kike, or are you flicking him off?
Dude, I'm still fucking shocked what he did, man. Hey, that was
They
fucking
just
great.
heard that Kylie returned in 2020.
No, that was fucking great, man. It was funny because like when he was giving his speech at the end, I told the Nerd, I was like, "Hey, bro, I'm like, what if he's fucking faking it?" And what we know that shit happens. I was like, "Ah, bro, that shit was great." The whole movie with the pictures and shit, and then like every show was like his last match, and then like the whole thing with Gali, how he couldn't make a show because of whatever reason, and then like a week later he did like the show or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was great.
I'm sorry
Kike
to
brings up a
interrupt.
good point.
I don't know if anyone's watching
The
Richard's
DVD
screen,
hit the
but then-
corner.
It did. I watched it. That's how,
Oh shit!
It's
Hey,
done
fuck
it
what I
twice.
said, right?
Wait,
Sorry
what,
about that.
what
I've
happened?
been watching that the whole time.
me too. You see Richard's screen? He's got the DVD going up and down. It
It's
finally
like The
hit the
Office.
corner.
Oh, okay.
Damn,
Oh,
I
the
missed it.
screensaver.
You assholes.
The screensaver.
I mean, you would do that shit as a kid. I remember doing that shit as a kid, just staring at it, hoping that it was gonna hit the corner one day.
At the little Microsoft box
Yeah.
Yeah.
or
The
Windows,
Windows.
whatever it was.
I think Kike brings up a good point that the charade had lasted so long leading up to that. That like there was multiple steps for that to it's probably not like Monix just went to the venue that day and said, "Here's what I want to do." Obviously, this was like pre-calculated to the point where he came on our podcast. Now we have a whole going away podcast that's literally useless. So like it's like maybe if you count like prep time, like 2 hours at least, probably more of my life.
What an asshole.
Just part of a gimmick now, and was absolutely crushed that night. Like, and Chris's life as well. Like post editing, like that.
Well,
All that just sucked
Look at
down
it
the
that
drain.
way. You can't look at it that way because honestly, you guys like to focus on independent wrestling, and I can say legitimately, I feel like that was the greatest thing that happened in independent wrestling.
It made you feel something.
Yes, it did,
Mhm.
and you guys were part of it. I'm a little bit jealous.
Listen,
Like,
it-
That's a good way to look at it.
I wish we had Pat's last interview.
and listen, you can't feel bad because PWI did a story on Pat Monix retiring. So
That's true.
That's true.
That's true. And it was well written story. I read that shit. It was like really nicely done.
Hey, talking about I don't know who wrote it. I can't remember. And I know Charlie, you shared it with me, but like as you shared it with me, I was reading it as well. The story that they did on Eddie Kingston.
Yeah, so it was a self-written article.
I thought it was like an interview format.
It was, but then like it was it was interview format, but I think I don't know, because it was signed at the bottom. It had like his signature on it. So to me, it seems.
I think it's from Players Tribune. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, sounds about right.
I don't know who the source was, but it was literally if Eddie Kingston just regurgitated his life story.
Oh yeah, the Players Tribune, Eddie Kingston. Yes.
Yeah, on this article, and it was like I couldn't take my eyes off, and it was such a long read. Usually, I can't read. My attention span is ass. Like I cannot read anything long. But I was hooked on this. Did anyone else read that article?
I read like half of it, and then it was time to get feeling back in my legs.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't. I'm usually recommend like, hey, I'll send something to someone. I'll be like, hey, just take a look at this when you're on the shitter next. But like, this is not one you want to go to the shitter for because you'll get hemorrhoids from sitting so long.
Yeah, I was like, oh boy, I gotta stand up now. and then I never went back to it. I mean, I follow Eddie's career for a little bit, and I've heard the stuff he's got to say. I felt like a little bit of that piece was a little bit of rehash, but it's such a good story, and I think that's one of the things of why I'll speak for myself. I personally love Eddie Kingston so much, just because he's just so raw. He's just out there, and I'd like to say he just seems 100% authentic. I don't know, but I would like to think that that's 100% Eddie all the time, And I've seen him a bunch of times at AEW, as all of us have. I feel like what you see with Eddie is what you get.
Yeah. D-Ray, did you ever share locker room with Eddie or cross paths when you were during your career?
One of the shows at Joe's Live that we were running, I think he came with Zima.
He showed up
with DJ Z.
Okay.
And he was there just chilling in the audience, like before the show started. And then I forgot who was putting together the match. It was Kylie and Indy. Yep. Kylie and Indy were going over some spots trying to figure something out, and Eddie went up to them and was just like, like what you guys should do here is this, this, and this. And then it's so simple that, like that way you cut off and she hurt her arm and then you could work it. And then they ended up using that spot. So like Eddie is always like one to like help and give you any tips that you need or any suggestions or anything like that. He's always there to help, and like he's always been just like a really nice guy.
That's a phenomenal story. That's why we have you. That's why we got you in the pod for stories like that.
Can I tell one of my favorite Eddie Kingston stories real quick?
No, actually, we're gonna move on to. I'm just kidding.
You're right. Back in the early AAW days, Eddie Kingston was he was prominent there. He was in the main event picture, maybe against Sami Callihan. Anyway, long story short, we all know a friend of the show, local wrestling friend of ours, Pac. He likes to run his mouth. Yes. He thinks he's part of the show at times. And he ran his mouth to Eddie Kingston. And Eddie Kingston came up to him. Pac's first reaction was to zip up his hoodie because he had a Roman Reigns shirt on when Reigns wasn't cool. And he was like, I just didn't want him to roast because of my Roman Reigns shirt. So I thought that was fun. And then Eddie bitched him out, and Eddie went back to wrestling. But I don't know. I just wanted to tell that Pac story because I think it's funny.
Yeah,
Pac did not acknowledge him that day.
Chris, how am I coming in? Am I coming in a little better?
Yeah, I hear you.
Good. Change my input. First of all, it was Pac just he was wearing a Roman Reigns shirt and Roman wasn't hot. Was that just Pac like being the devil's advocate there, or?
Well, yeah,
he's always been a Roman fan.
Yeah, he's always
claimed Roman.
Right, right.
That's great. Pac he's a vital, essential part of the crowd, and usually things go in his favor. Like he will start chants, and the crowd will pick them up. But this is probably one of those rare occasions where it went against him, which is interesting.
I got a fun story about Eddie Kingston too.
Go for it.
Oh well. Anyways, as we were saying,
No. Go ahead. Finish, Charlie.
I didn't say anything. That was Hank.
No.
What
It was Martin, Big Boy, and I. We went to LaSalle for AAW show.
Yeah.
So on the way back, we stopped at the gas station. Pick up something to drink. Lo and behold, LAX and Eddie Kingston were there, and ACH. So we go in there, and we see them like, whatever. We just like they're there, or whatever. So then Big Boy goes up, and he's all like, "Bro," he goes to Eddie Kingston like, "Bro, you're fucking rolling with LAX." He's like, "I'm gonna fucking tweet Conan right now. I'm gonna tweet Conan right now." Bro, I look up and I see like me and ACH, like we look at each other like, what the fuck is going on? I was like, bro, I'm like, it's cool, man. I'm like, he's just fucking around. And then he's like, bro, I'm just fucking around, man. He's like, Boricua, bro, Boricua. Bro, that shit was fucking great. Like, even Martin's like, bro, like this nigga, like, fucking Eddie Kingston, like, got mad, like, yo, like is this guy serious? And he's like, nah, bro, I'm just fucking with you, bro. I'm just fucking with you.
Jesus. Shout out Big Boy. Can't wait to see can't wait for him to come back to shows.
Yeah.
And
Man. Hey, I get all this flack, and like, is there any flack being thrown Jeremy's way for not attending shows, or is it
absolutely not? We're only gonna give it to you.
We know he likes wrestling.
That story that Kike just told. From my experience going to LaSalle for shows, for a show, that was the most diverse location in probably about 20 miles when y'all were in that gas station.
Was it?
Yeah.
What was the vibe in there? Was it Sketch City or not?
100%.
100%. What were their snack and drinks of choice? That's what I'm curious about. Like, when Eddie Kingston goes into a gas station, what is he picking up?
What kind of Swisher Sweet did they buy?
Yeah. Grape or white?
I was like this watching Big Boy fucking talking shit to Eddie Kingston.
He still got the chips. He remembers it so well.
God.
Fucking Martin, you want?
Thanks for joining the Eddie Kingston portion of the show.
So yeah, we've really Takis are good. Takis are good. I think during the quarantine, I discovered Takis for sure. I don't know if that a lot of white people discovered. A lot of white people discovered birria during the quarantine. So that's a new thing.
Birria.
Yes. I fully understand what that is now.
But then I also saw a bunch of white people on TikTok try to fuck up birria. It's like, what are y'all doing? Just appreciate it. Just stop.
But they made it into a pizza and all that stuff.
Brother, it's like, this is why we can't have nice things.
What?
Yeah.
White people, am I right?
This is a birria pizza. Like, what?
You know what I want to try that I saw on TikTok?
What's that?
Ramen birria.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah,
That's all that.
So it's just putting
I'm
the
fine with
birria
that.
meat in different shit, right? Like on a pizza or in a ramen cup.
Yeah.
There's this place on Fullerton. It might be by you, nerd, south of you. It's called Taco Tzlan.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's down the street from me.
Okay, better shard. Fantastic. That's where I get my birria from.
I get it from my kitchen because my wife makes it deliciously.
There you go.
So you're saying you're inviting us over? That's what I'm getting from this.
Yeah.
All I'm hearing is day one at Nerd's house.
Flex.
Right.
Hopefully 2022, because that's where usually we've had two of these before. Hopefully 2022, we can revisit the new and improved Nerd Cave.
And he's got so much more new stuff you guys can take at the end.
all those what are open boxes, or what do you call those?
Oh yeah, all the open boxes. Everything just out.
What's it called? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Whatever. Anyway,
It's
I was trying to plug for the pop, but I can't. I don't know what's called, like the box opening. Unboxing. There you go.
Boxes.
Where he just punches boxes. That could be somebody's kink. You don't know.
Yeah. Okay. I want to show you guys and the live viewers. Does it tell how many people are watching? I don't think it does.
I think we're like at 300 or something. I don't know.
300. Yeah, that makes total sense. I want to show you guys a little behind the scenes. So we're working on. You've heard of the PWI. Was it PWI 100? And there's like multiple different lists. I'm not saying that our list is anything of that nature. The thought was to just create the same type of list for people to discuss. So I have the rankings in order right now, still subject to change. It's the Chicago top 25 is what we're trying to put together. This is a little bit me running with it. So if you want to rip it to shreds, please do so via the internet so more people look at it.
Can't wait.
Obviously, your comments now. I think Chicago top 25 or Chicago or Shy 25. I think is a good hashtag.
Shy 25.
Shy 25.
I like that.
So here's how I built. I built it. I'm gonna write in a little bit about each person. I haven't done that yet, so hopefully I can get it out before New Year's. There you go. And the requirements are. So I just looked at people that have wrestled in the Chicagoland area this year consistently. Okay, you don't have to be from Chicago. You don't have to have trained at the Freelance Academy. It's just like you could be a fly-in, but have wrestled fairly consistently in Chicago. Fairly consistently, what does that mean? That's a little bit up for interpretation.
Yeah, because I have a question. Because you were at 3 shows this year. That means that if they were at all 3 of the shows, that's consistent for you. Or
so nerd, I know you're a little bit older than everyone here, but there's this thing called the internet, and you can just stream shows. You don't have to go to all the shows. You can just stream.
Shots fired! Bang bang!
So I would just watch the show via stream or on demand, and then also the cagematch.net helps.
Hey Henry, we got beef with these guys now. Sorry, compadre.
And then I just took a look at I want to point out there are other shows and promotions running. Like for instance, because I didn't really include your staples for I'm going to use them as an example. I'm not shitting on this promotion, like a Berwyn Championship Wrestling. I didn't use any of their main guys because I just included the promotions that we cover once again consistently. That being Freelance Underground, AAW, Zello, Warrior, I think, is the only ones I included. That's not to say that if there is someone else wrestling for other promotions that they shouldn't be included.
All right, Charlie, show us the list, damn it.
Okay.
This is news to me. I have
to so context matters because I'm gonna get roasted at number 25. So context
I'm sure. I'm sure.
And so there's I didn't put in too many of our young guys. Once again, they're young and they will get to this level that some of these people that have wrestled here are. Okay, I want to point that out. Trevor Outlaw's not on this list, but he's a future star. And it helps. It helps a little bit if you have carried a title and been a face of a promotion this year, meaning a championship flag bearer, and you're defending that title on their shows. That helps. Okay. So I'm gonna go.
All right. First off, you said Trevor's not on it.
Yes.
Okay. If Frank the fucking Clown is on this goddamn list, Charlie, I promise you, I will drop off of the stream.
Okay.
He's ready with it.
Please let him be on it.
All right, nerd. You better, Chris. Do you want to get the boot button ready to just assist nerd out because he Frank the Clown?
You promise?
I promise. 100%. If Frank the Clown is on this list, I will drop off of this.
Okay. This is what the list is supposed to do. It's supposed to get a reaction so nerd can be agitated. Let me share the screen really quick. Okay. You might see Inception for a second here.
All I see is the Matrix.
Yep. Okay.
All I see is that DVD logo.
Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So top 25. This is what I have so far. Can you guys read all of those?
Yep.
Or do you need me to read it?
25, Allison K. Gringo. Shane
Yes.
Mercer, 23. Bang Bros. So they're taking up one slot together.
Yes, that's what I was going to say as well. Like they're the only tag team. If there was a tag team that I thought should have made the list, like the Bang Bros, I would have included them.
Number 21, Sky Blue. Number 20, Calvin Tankman. 19, Davey Vega. 18,
Little bias for Vega there. I'll admit it.
17, Storm Grayson. 16, Myron Reed. 15, Hakeem Sane. 14, Effie.
Fuck.
And since we're nervous, it's triggered. 13, Josh Alexander. 12, Fred Yahai. 11, Danhausen. 10, Thunder Rosa.
Look at number 9.
9, Robert Eagle Anthony.
Drop me.
Don't do it.
Drop me.
Oh no, what happened?
What's going on, Charlie?
Sorry, I was looking to see. Sorry, you saw Inception.
He just turned off his camera. 8 is Trey Miguel.
Yeah.
7, Kylie Ray. 6, Lee Moriarty. 5, Jonathan Gresham. 4, Sam Adonis. 3, Jordan Grace. 2, Matt Fitchett. Okay.
Oh.
1, GPA.
Interesting list.
Get the fuck out of here. GPA?
So
I'm back because Frank the Clown is only on the list not as a fucking wrestler, but as a manager, and I'm fine with that. But GPA is your number 1 Chicago independent wrestler?
Yes, and here's why. So the man has, I think within the year, has been in either main event title matches or has held a belt for close to, I want to say like 2.5 different promotions, close to 3. Close to it. I don't think his freelance run was obviously 2021, but you could, the man, once again, I hate GPA as much as the next person, but if I include people that are carrying belts and are faces of Chicagoland independent promotions, to me, at least 3, and D-Ray can comment on Zello and probably why he was given those opportunities. But he's very prevalent and relevant at least 3 out of the 5 promotions that we included in this list. So I think that he holds a lot of weight in Chicago's top 25.
Hey nerd, you want to do an episode just shitting on this list?
100%. We'll record it tomorrow.
Honestly, if you're going to, please do. I think that helps Buzz, honestly.
Charlie,
don't give anything away. Keep it for the pot.
Dude, GPA held a fucking title because he wasn't fucking wrestling. He wasn't wrestling.
There's a pandemic.
Well, no, he defended it against Calvin Tankman this year, which is a really, really good match, the Freelance Underground one. And I'm pretty sure he's the Zello champion.
Remind me what happened in that match?
No, there was 2 matches.
There was 2 matches.
Okay,
Yeah.
so one he ran around and ran away from Calvin and chased the win, and then he got his ass whooped.
I'm not defending his methods. I will never defend his methods. But it was a very entertaining. Both of them were very entertaining. The squash and watching him run like a child.
Squash, squash.
I'm triggered. I am triggered.
He is pissed.
Wow.
So
y'all created the beat up GPA fucking chant, man. That was you guys.
I know. But if you put the criterion for the list, once you know the algorithm and the calculations and on the computers,
and that shit's all in your head.
Crunch all their numbers.
That shit's all in your head.
The calculations.
Effie number 14.
Yes, I would have you number 14. Like I think a lot of people that you see come before him. I think that so Effie number 14 is a great example of that is I even switched one today. I moved Fred Yehai up because I feel like he had a very prominent role in AEW this year. Effie, that's one that probably could be debate. That probably could. So if you want to debate moving that up, I think that would be a great time to do that.
And is this strictly this year?
It's strictly 2021. Yes.
Because I love me some Thunder Rosa.
Yeah, why isn't she number one?
TK, make your case then. Make your case.
How many appearances did Thunder Rosa have in the promotions you're talking about? Well, I guess Warrior. You got Warrior.
Yeah, Warrior is where she holds a title, and it's not necessarily number of appearances gets you more points. It's just like if you had wrestled fairly consistently for promotion this year, then you are included in the list.
See, I think I have a promotion bias because AAW priced me out of seats,
and that is 100%. That is I think that's a great point that you make. We're at Two Heels and a Face. We have done a very, very good job of not having a ton. We will say our bias. I would say like Chris and I are very open that we watch a lot of more freelance wrestling fans on the ground than other promotions. But we have had to walk very thin and tight lines before between promotions to bring a mostly non-bias podcast. So we've had people on we've talked to people multiple days in a row that necessarily don't like each other. So yes, I tried to eliminate as much promotion bias as possible with this list.
I mean, if you're gonna have Sam Adonis on there, you have to have Aramis on there as well.
So yeah, I don't understand how Sam Adonis is on that list.
So I know. Please know that he was. There was like multiple rounds to this, but yeah, he was definitely included. And then I started trimming. So like Richard, like what if you were to make a case for Aramis over someone you've seen on this list? Then what would you say?
I mean, he's the current Warrior Wrestling Lucha champion, and I believe he's still one half of the Galley Tag Team champions.
Okay, so that's and that's a little bit of like I could probably include Galley in this.
Yeah, consistency wise, he's definitely been to Chicago multiple times and counting.
Okay, I love it. I love what you're saying.
That's a good point.
I love it.
And I think you could make a argument that Laney Luck is far too low in that list.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Well, if you're going to talk about GPA and holding a title, okay. Laney held the title, the Freelance Underground, the independent wrestling title for just as long and defended it more frequently.
Yep.
Okay. Good point.
That's a good point.
Was she not also a title holder in Zello?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean,
I don't know if that was in. I think it was in. D-Ray, update me. When did she lose that? She lost it this year, right?
She lost it this year. Yeah.
Charlie hates unicorns. Confirmed.
She lost it January this year.
Oh, January this year. Okay, so a lot of her run was 2020. So like specifically, if we're going to make this a yearly list, then I would have to include what happened in 2021.
Sure. But I mean, she just lost that freelance on the independent wrestling championship, a couple months ago, or maybe 3 months ago, whatever it was. But I mean, not only talking about her appearances in the city of Chicago, but she was on ROH. She's really progressed. Like in terms, just her skill has gotten so much better. I could argue all day long probably for Laney Luck to be higher on this list.
Okay. And yeah, I did not include once again, I did not include like if this wrestler went and did an appearance, like if this wrestler was on like AEW Dark, that's not included in this. I tried to include their work at the 5 promotions that I mentioned. Those are the ones we cover. Once again, they could have wrestled other places.
I know you mentioned that you left a couple guys out, but like Escalera, I mean,
so there was if I were to put like the 45 on here before I trimmed, Angel Escalera and Aramis were both included in it. So definitely hard. It was hard to narrow it down to 25. But that's a good point. Escalera was definitely
just Latinos got less votes. I see.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie hates women. He
Crazy,
hates
bro.
Latinos. It's crazy.
Oh man.
Hey,
Oh, the
I didn't even say
controversy,
nothing
Charlie.
about
listen, bro. If you wanna come join, FTP, let us know, man.
Hey, I'm happy to come on. Once the final list is out, I'm happy to come on and try to defend it. And so there's this opening paragraph area here where I have a placeholder. I'm going to try to explain the criteria expectations when reading it. So hopefully that gives a clear picture of how this list came to form. But yeah, there's things thought about, there's things not thought about. Try to make it as specific to Chicago. Like this hopefully can be our. It's not going to be the PWI list. I'm not saying it's going to be that, but like if we can get this going consistently, I would love for exactly the conversation that we're having now. I think you guys are all making great points. So.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that you need to do and what PWI does in a fairly decent manner is establish the criteria.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, there's going to be all sorts of arguments that can be made, and there always will be, but at least I think PWI, their list gets a little bit of credit because the criteria is pretty well laid out.
Okay.
Hey,
Cool.
so why
I
isn't
love
Pat Myers on that list, bro?
Yeah, well, he's banned from all Tucson-faced content, so I'll make sure to put that in the criteria.
Well, that's biased, though. I mean,
Yeah, see?
Yeah.
right there, that's
on the bad
biased.
side,
Hey.
bad things happen.
Charlie hates cyborgs. Crazy.
Hey, I'll flip the domain bill over to you if you want to pay for this domain, but there's going to be bias included in this list. You want to pay that $12 a year?
Crazy.
Wow. Whole
That's
12?
heavy on the pocket, man.
Heavy. Yeah, I stopped sharing. Would you? So good idea, bad idea. Any final
Good
comments?
idea. We'll see how it goes.
People
I'm gonna count on all you guys to retweet and comment once it's out.
It's
I'm
a good
counting on
idea.
They'll tear it up.
It's a good idea because it gives me opportunity to shit on something. With love, obviously.
One episode of just burying Charlie.
I may
Hey
have to
man,
get-
if it gets plays, then it gets plays.
I may have to turn into a Taco Tailgate Hank when I review that.
Is that
Could
your?
be a
Is
little
that like
rude sometimes.
an alter
That's his
ego?
burner account.
Mm-hmm.
Taco Tailgate Hank. Richard knows about him.
His burner account, OG Hank 312211337664.
Hell yeah.
You also got to look out for Eddie Ecuador.
That's the one.
Hank's phone number confirmed. Hank's
I
phone
told
number
you not to tell me. Tell my secret identity. Anyway, enough about me.
All right, guys. So one of the things that we do every
Charlie,
year.
I applaud you.
Oh.
I applaud you for attempting to put something like this together. Because I've tried it myself, and it's not an easy task. So I really look forward to reading it.
I'll
Yeah,
do it
I
right
appreciate all your comments. I do. Nerd.
And I'm just passionate about wrestling. So
Absolutely. Yeah, I made sure I had him with Frank the Clown because I know he's not a wrestler, and I would never give him credit for that. So.
So if he didn't have Frank the Clown, would he be on that list?
I still think so.
Would
Maybe
he be
I
as
think
high up?
No, I think he would be lower on the list.
dude, he had 2 matches.
It's more than we had.
He's had more than 2 this year. I mean, if you count Egotistico Fantastico as that same, probably different people, but there's rumors that they are the same person. That person has also been on Zella this year, as CageMatch.net confirms.
No, I'm talking about Frank the Clown.
Oh. Yeah,
Like,
well,
We're
he's
so
just
caught up on that.
he's an accessory. I mean, he did come in a helicopter. That's one of the questions.
Yeah, he had 2 matches and he got thrown from the bleachers.
He did.
It survived.
Pretty entertaining. Chris, isn't there a question about Frank the Clown on the agenda?
Are we willing to give Frank the Clown a little respect now?
Oh, I'll take the reins on that. I am an advocate for Frank the Clown. Listen, I get the hate. You know, me and Noel, me and Nerd have this conversation a lot. Listen, I'm gonna go ahead as far as say if Frank may be the best manager in independent wrestling. I mean, I don't know of any others.
Nerd is leaving for real now.
I mean, listen, Frank is an agitator. It's not that no one pays to go see Frank the Clown. No one is paying. No one's like, hell yeah, here's my. I'm gonna buy my ticket to go watch Frank the Clown. But once you're there, he gets a reaction out of it. I'm sure there are maybe one or two people. I'm sure he's got friends. You know, I know he does. You know, and so he's an agitator. He gets under your skin. He is great at being a heel, whether you just fucking hate him or not. But in reality, he's doing everything any of us would do if we had the opportunity, with the foot in the door and just killing it and living the dream. So sign me up for the Frank the Clown fan page.
I'm gonna say this. I'm a hypocrite.
You gotta ask Lou about that. Ain't he the leader of that?
The next Florida Pop.
I will say this right now. I am 100% a hypocrite, especially when it comes to wrestling, because there are heels that I love, and even when they do the same kind of shit that Frank the Clown does, and I love it. It just something about him rubs me the wrong way. And it may very well just be the fact that I am terrified of fucking clowns. I don't like Frank the Clown. I don't like the Brothers of Funstruction or whatever the fuck they're called. I thought it was really creepy that they showed up in makeup at the fucking Freelance Underground after party. At the last show, it was fucking creepy as shit, and they were trying to mac on girls as fucking clowns. It was weird.
Oh my God,
just saying.
Nerd has reached the Jim Cornette level of hot right now. Nerd is hot right now. He is livid.
So are you saying that you fear Frank the Clown? Is that what we're hearing? That you fear Frank the Clown?
No, I don't fucking fear him. He's annoying.
All clowns.
Can I get?
Oh God, that's a new one.
Hashtag Nerd fears Frank.
Yeah. So like Nerd versus Frank 1v1. Who's going over?
Frank.
What?
I mean, hey, listen, I haven't trained in a ring at all. I can at least say, and Hank said it a little bit. Like, this is a guy who we've been seeing for years and years in the fucking crowd at every fucking major WWE pay-per-view, all that shit. You know, we all know he's dating one of the legends of wrestling's daughters, all this shit. But from what I hear from people that are in the know, what you see when he's on camera is not what you get behind the scenes. Apparently he's a humble guy, and he's just trying to fucking work himself.
Now you're trying to kill his gimmick.
Right.
Hey man, listen. I pull back the curtain all the fucking time. If he don't like it, he can come after me. Book it, James. Book it. Nerd versus Frank the Clown. Fuck the clown.
PK, what are your thoughts on Frank the Clown? You had a moment with him this year.
No, I didn't. No.
That was drunk, PK.
You guys locked eyes.
Oh man, you know what? Like, you guys hit the nail, the hammer on the nail, man. Like, whatchamacallit, he's
nailed it.
Yeah, you nailed it. There you go.
Like, hit the nail on the head.
Yeah, hit the nail on the head. Sorry, long day at work, bro. Fucking he's doing his thing, man. Like, whatchamacallit, you know, like,
yeah,
he's like, when he comes out, it's like, whatever, man. Like, I'm not like a fan, you know, but you know, like you guys said, man, he's doing his thing, and you know, if we're able to do it, we'd probably be doing it too.
Absolutely.
He's getting the job done.
Yeah.
He just is. Like, he's, as a heel, he's getting the job done, because I can't stand him.
Absolutely. I mean,
D-Ray has changed his name to Nerd Fears Frank, so I don't know if that has what implications that may have. Craig Mitchell.
Wait a minute. Like, okay, are you saying you will book this match?
Yeah.
Book the match, D-Ray. Book it on Zello.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
It has to be at the
sure, no
baseball
problem.
stadium.
Are you good for March?
All right, let me hit up the Freelance Academy and see how quickly I can.
You got good like 3 months.
Yeah. Hey, when
Oh,
you go,
When
when you
you
go,
Also, bro.
oh, is that a big Papa pump right there?
Damn.
definition?
Oh shit.
Somebody checking for steroids.
No, we cool.
When nerd, when you go to train, let me know because I just want to learn how to run the ropes. That's it, and then I'm done. I'm retiring after that. Once I learn how to run the
I
ropes.
think we know a guy.
Yeah, you know a few. Chris, what else we got on that agenda?
You could do like a documentary build up to the match.
Yeah,
Has the agenda started?
We have some question prompts.
We have a few things, but one of the things I want to touch on is something that we do every year and just talk about who do we think is the most improved this year and who do we see launching to the next level in the upcoming year.
I
I can't recall who picked who last year, but
Can I jump on this one?
Wait, can
Go
we
ahead.
start with? Can we start with just most improved?
I think plenty of us are going to have the same answer.
Okay, potentially
think
yes.
so?
Let's
Okay.
just start with the most. I think there was 2 questions there. Maybe let's just start with most improved first, and then we'll go back to Chris to ask another, and then
Got it.
Nerd,
Most
feel free to jump
improved. Go ahead, nerd.
I mean, I'm probably stealing everybody's answer or a lot of you guys. I think the Bang Bros are the most improved over this year. The fluidity in the ring that they're bringing to their tag team, their combinations. They're so much. From the first time I saw them, they were fucking super entertaining, and they were 2 guys that kind of didn't feel like they should be together. You know what I mean? Like they had kind of contrasting styles, whatever. But now in the ring, when they're in the ring together, especially that fucking, I don't even know what they call it, but the like flip into a spear that they do.
Wheelbarrow spear?
It's so fucking smooth. That's my answer. Bang Bros.
Yeah. No, it's a great answer. Anyone else have that?
Oh no, I didn't have them.
Okay. D-Ray, did you want to? I think you want to jump in.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You have an answer. You have a separate answer. Do you have a separate answer?
Yeah, I have a separate answer.
Okay.
And this is where I think like many of us are gonna have the same answer.
Okay.
I believe it's Storm Grayson.
Yeah, so that's mine. So yes, I'll piggyback on. Tell me why, and then I'll piggyback if you missed anything, which you probably didn't. But that would be my answer as well. Go ahead.
Storm has always been very technically good in the ring, but it looked like during like all 2020 during COVID, he put in the work to get in better physical shape than he has ever been. And this year, you could see it in the ring. Like he's just yoked now. Like he is ripped. And the brother is vegan too, so it's like hard for him to put on that muscle mass. But yeah, he's just going out there, putting on banger matches, getting better quality opponents, and he's just having time to improve on his craft with people who can teach him rather than him lead in the match.
Yeah. No, it's very well said. That would be my answer as well, and I just want to piggyback on it. I think it seemed his in-ring style has more identity this year. To me, I don't know if he's just chaining more, or maybe he's just getting an opportunity to wrestle people that also can chain. But I think when he started doing that, I felt like Storm Grayson had an identity as a member of the audience, and then also I feel like he's gotten some new gear as well. So it's been just a complete snowball effect. I think a lot of it starts with stuff that we don't see, which is what D-Ray is saying, which was the stuff behind the scenes. But then I think a little bit of it too is booking. I think a little bit too is like he's probably put in the work, and then like a D-Ray or a James is like, oh shit, maybe we can put him one-on-one with someone. But those opportunities, those one-on-one matches that he's had this year, he's delivered on it. I mean, he wrestled Lee Moriarty, and he looked up to par, at least in ring wise, with Lee. So I think he just has a little bit more of an identity now, and that identity is yoked mat wrestler with some cool gear. I don't know, like it just he feels the stick out more to me. So that would be my. Did anyone else have that answer? Or did someone have anything else?
No, I'll pick it up from there. I had Storm was gonna be my answer. Also, I've been a big fan of Storm for a while now. I think this year he's had a really, really good year. I mean, obviously, you guys kind of hit it. He's had opponents put in front of him to where he can work with them. Jordan Oliver and, like you said, Lee Moriarty, that Brian Keith match, to name a few. I mean, he's had some really, really good matches. And I still think he's trying to get it all together. Maybe a few months ago, my thoughts on him were, hey, he's really good in the ring, but what else is he bringing to it? Because I mean, you need a little more than just in-ring ability, and I think he's still trying to find his way there. I see him taking bigger risks in the ring here and there, and over the last 2 months, I mean, 2 or 3 months, I'll say specifically that I've noticed he's really clicking, and I just think that's awesome for him. I like to try to give people nicknames. I've been wanting to call him the plant-based beefcake. I don't know if that works, but he should run with that. Just saying that's a freebie. It can't be worse than the green kid, right? Ayo, just kidding. It's all love. Plant-based beefcake.
That was only $12 a year, right? Plant-based.
.com.
Still available, baby.
See, that's a plant-based beefcake. I think I started calling Matt Nix Purple Poppy first in the tweet, and I called Kylie Chicago's favorite daughter, and those have stuck. So maybe plant-based beefcake can stick.
Oh wow! You claiming those? You claiming those?
100%. I'm claiming. I'm 100% claiming Kylie's. When she came on I called her that, and she was like, "Oh wow, I don't think so." And then I've heard people say it from there.
Yeah. Hey, man, you certified bracketologist. You got to have some skill.
I'm a nickname guy, Yeah. You guys want nicknames? I'll come up with. Give me to the end of the show.
Okay. I'm sure Nerd's got a few names he'd like to call me, but he's probably holding back.
No, not at all.
Richard, who's your most improved?
You should know who my most approved is by far. Who I said should be your number one on your little list. You know I got to go with Pat Monix.
On your little list, your little ass list.
I mean, the guy went from us thinking that he's going to retire because of injury to him having possibly one of the biggest pops when he showed up at Freelance Underground, asking Kylie, like, can you be my final match? Like, had us thinking that was going to be his final match, following his journey with Coach Joe to, like, build up. And you see the difference between Pat Monix before the pandemic and then Pat Monix during the pandemic, but after being with Coach Joe. And just every promotion just falling for it, like, oh, this is his journey to his final match, to it becoming his final match and turning into a Chicago heel that makes GPA seems like a little kindergarten bully compared to the amount that Pat Monix received.
Got him.
So, and he's still keeping that going, even like the people that cheered for him that was crying during his entrance, as one said earlier, and banging on the mat.
Ain't no shame in my game. I'll cry.
Yeah.
There's no telling how high his bar tab was during that match.
If you're training with Coach Joe, you're probably just turning into a beta bitch. That's my comment on that.
Whoa. I mean, why be a beta when you can be an alpha? Wild.
You see, he started talking trash about beta when Jeremy left.
Jeremy.
He doesn't want that Darren Corbin treatment.
Oh, wait. I think I confused myself. Never mind. Okay, Project Monix is your answer. Kike, we're about to we might put Richard back in the lobby for a second, make him take a timeout after that pick. Kike, who's your most improved?
Most improved, I gotta go with Chico Suave.
Yeah, I like it.
Good pick.
I like this pick a lot. Go and tell us
That's a good one,
Kike.
Bro. He started training with Coach Joe, shredded some weight. You know, like, bro,
Get these guys out of here, man. These are beta plants. You know they are.
all of a sudden,
Fuck out of here.
it went from great fucking pick to fucking get the fuck
Yeah,
out.
we don't need to talk about Coach Joe, man.
Hey, can you mute his mic?
Keep Coach Joe's name out your fucking mouth, man.
Mute this guy's mic.
I think we should get Nerd a subscription to Coach Joe's gym. Get him a membership.
Hey, if I'm gonna have that match with Frank.
Yeah. 2.5 months. You got time.
You got time, brother.
I like the Chico pick. Unfortunately, what sucks is I feel like Chico keeps hitting roadblocks that aren't his fault, really. I think it's been like a couple injury stuff that's happened, but I feel like he's had a ton of momentum this year. I mean, I enjoyed the Danger Mask team. I know he swerved and went a different direction now with Pat, but I still think that has a ton of legs. And he's just showing up and wrestling more and like consistency. I feel like consistency is Chico's best friend. Once again, I feel like some of the stuff was out of his control, at least the stuff that I feel like he's talked to us about. But he seems to just be around more. And if you're around more and you're involved in more storylines, like things continue to kind of roll downhill. So yeah, I'm team Chico. I guess he is associated with Project Monix, so I'm trying to draw a line there, but I root for Chico still.
Chico was our White Castle Wednesdays champion.
Damn, yeah.
He did have a belt.
That should score some points on that list.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. He should be like number 26.
All right, it's worth taking a note down.
Crave case gets
honorable mentions.
20 at the lowest with the Crave case.
Okay, we respect everyone's answer. Everyone had really good answers there. Chris, anything? What else is on there?
For me,
you gotta go too. Sorry,
I gotta say it. For me, the most improved this year. I mean, you guys made really good points on everybody else. Chico was somebody that I thought about, but Angel Escalera. I think this last year he definitely has shown a different side of him. Like he feels more confident in the ring, which also like embracing his character. I know he had gone through a few trials with characters and things like that in the past, but now seeing him more consistently and more confident and really embracing that Mark Anthony entrance that Charlie loves so much, I think really hypes up the crowd, and I really enjoy seeing his matches, and sometimes he's put up against opponents that I would not have thought of that he would be up against Cole Radrick and having such a banger of a match. So that's where that comes from for me.
Yeah, I applaud that.
Yeah, he's definitely come a long way. I mean, in our short stint at Gali, Nerd and I got to call a few of his matches as the Drip Lord. So
yeah.
And we kind of saw the birth of the dancing
character we know now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I endorse that. Where's the hashtag for Angel?
Sorry, I was talking, so I couldn't hashtag at the same time.
hashtag for Angel.
Is that Chris? Is that a new poncho or the same poncho?
This is a new poncho. Actually, I just got it dropped off as a Christmas present from PBR Pedro. It's a Lucha Libre one.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's it's Blue Demon in the front, or whichever way you put it. I mean, it doesn't have a front or back, but the back has El Santo.
Nice.
So it's pretty dope.
Legends.
So who do you think is gonna break out in the next year? Like in the next year, who's gonna be that wrestler that takes the next step to, a higher step than where we normally see him as right now?
And if you
And as
remember
an
what you said
example,
last year,
right?
say it. But Chris, did you have what's your example?
Yeah, I was gonna say as an example, the one that I kept saying is gonna break out and she's gonna get to the next level was Thunder Rosa. And I mean, I think she's definitely done that now, getting signed with AEW. And I mean, I don't know if you guys like follow her vlog at all, but it's super entertaining. Like she's like, I mean, it takes a lot of work to vlog consistently, right? Such as Ethan Page has shown us over the years, with the vlog. But like Thunder Rosa putting all that hard work and just kind of being who she is, really transparent and showing us her journey. And all the work that she puts in, like she is where she deserves to be. Like she's worked her ass off, and I'm glad for her getting the opportunities that she's getting.
Yeah.
Well said.
And so to transition on to who I think would be that next breakout, based on the trajectory and how I've seen this year things going, like I would like to see Lainey Luck, go somewhere, do something, get more opportunities, even though I feel like I see her everywhere now, right? Like if I see her, with bigger and better opportunities, I wouldn't be mad at that. Like I would be super happy and super proud for her. So that would be my pick for the breakout in this upcoming year.
Yeah. I mean, I think she's done a lot. There's still more to do, more to conquer. I think she would say that she probably has things she has on her list. So yeah, I think that's a really good one. Cool. So let's go. Let's go with Kike first, let's just go in reverse order.
Actually, I was gonna say Lainey Luck too, man.
Okay.
Yeah, like she's held titles in different companies. She's been on AEW, so I'm rooting for her.
Yeah.
Rashard?
I believe it's going to be the Bang Bros taking it this year.
Nice.
Like I see them like multiple champions within like the entire Midwest. I could see them having more like national bookings as well if everything comes a little bit closer to normal, because right now it isn't looking like that. But cross our fingers that everything does come a little bit to normal, so we could see guys like Bang Bros be able to show other parts of the country what they've been showing us here in Chicago.
Definitely. Great pick.
I'm gonna go with my most improved pick, Storm Grayson. I think he had a really good 2021. 2021. And I don't think he's shown any reason why he wouldn't continue his hot streak and continue to build his value. I think he's proven that he can hang with people. He's a big dude. He's got the look. He's no disrespect to anyone, right? And who am I to talk? But I mean, he looks like someone who's built like a wrestler, plant-based beefcake.
True.
He's got the look. He's a good-looking guy. I mean, I think he's got a lot of the tools going for him, and I think if he gets the right opportunity and the right eyes on him, I think we can see Storm and some other promotions outside of just Chicago, because I feel like he's really Chicago based. I'm sure maybe he's done a few companies here and there in the Midwest, but I don't think he's gotten out of the Midwest yet. So hopefully his matches with Brian Keith maybe got him some looks in Texas or something like that. I don't know. So my pick is Storm, Chicago plant-based beefcake. Honorable mention, if it wasn't for injury, I don't know how long it's gonna keep him out. I'd pick up Trevor, because I think Trevor is extremely entertaining. I don't think anyone in the Chicagoland area does it on the mic like he does. He can deliver in the ring and promo. So barring his injury, it would have been Trevor. But since the injury happened, I am going to go with Storm. I just wanted to give Trevor, even though he's a rude POS, I want to show him some love.
That's fair.
Sure.
That's fair. I think D-Ray's next.
So I'm sitting here thinking about it, and I'm not sure. And I don't want to disrespect him, but I was gonna pick one half of the Bang Bros, and I was gonna save it because like obviously Richard went on about them, but I think actually August is gonna have a breakout year. I feel, no respect to Davey, but August has a unique and like different hard hitting style that I think that can carry him onto like different feds as a singles wrestler and get more eyes on him.
Okay.
I love the Bang Bros. Right. I have them down as my favorite tag team, but I just feel like August has a legit chance of having higher profile matches.
Yeah. That's an awesome observation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'd like to co-sign on that. I'm not like you said, Dan. I feel almost bad saying it, because I don't. We love the Bang Bros, but when August had that one-on-one match at Secret Stash against Jordan Oliver, it just really showed his potential and his skill. Like that match stood out to me, and like you said, I do like August. Very good technically, hard hitting. I love them together as a team, but I wouldn't be upset if I saw them doing some single matches here and there just to see what each can do on their own.
Yeah. Hank, I was just like clicking around when you were talking about that because I was like, I know I watched a match this year where August was the come from behind babyface that got his ass kicked like 80% of the match. Like he was in that role this year. Yeah. And I couldn't remember. I think it was the match you just said. So I was just clicking around. I couldn't remember what that match was. But he's really good at that role. He's really good at being that ragdoll babyface that you want to cheer for. He's going to get his ass kicked the majority of the time. He doesn't have to, but he could get his ass kicked the majority of the time and just have like a 2-minute flurry comeback. And he's like really good at that role.
Yeah, and he also like really transformed himself physically. You could tell that he's been packing on the muscle.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. D-Ray, I love that. It was a bold take, D-Ray, but I think it hit. That was great.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that's like no disrespect, that's a good pick
for sure.
Yeah, nerd. You?
Well, here is where I get to agree with my partner in crime here. I do feel like Storm is the one to look out for in 2022. For all the reasons that Henry said. The one thing that I hope that I see is because he's obviously much improved in the ring. Like there's no doubt about it. Anybody that said that he was the most improved of this year, you guys you're not wrong. We all have our opinions, but you're not wrong. But I'm just hoping to see him evolve into more than just a physical specimen and a sound like talented in-ring performer. Like I want to see him take the next step where he's tugging on your heartstrings, getting you pumped up for his matches. You know what I mean? I feel like he just has that one step to where he can, well, more than one step, but he just needs that little push, like just a little bit more than angry screaming guy in ring. Because Henry and I will joke about it, and it's no disrespect because much love to Storm, and he's a great kid. Like he's a great kid, and he's been putting in the work, obviously. But like I want to see more than when he's done something in the ring where he just looks in the crowd and he's just like, ah! I want to see more. I need some character development from him. Yeah. But I'm hoping that that's what we get in 2022.
Yeah, that's a great, fantastic point. I think that could be said for honestly almost a lot of the people that we talked about. And I don't know if that is, and D-Ray, you could probably shed some light on this, but if you have a person who has everything, I think that could apply to Storm Grayson. I think it could apply to August. They have everything in the ring, like talent, like physicality, like character development. How do we do that? How do they get that? Do they just need more opportunities on the microphone, or can they do stuff in the mid, like weave stuff into their matches? How would you help maybe push or promote someone to do that?
Well, you can make like small little vignettes or like any little promo video that you could plug out on like Instagram or TikTok or Twitter, just so more people get eyes on them, and then they get more practice at like doing like interviews. And then once they feel more comfortable in the ring or whatever and show more personality, then they could obviously throw that into some of their matches.
Okay.
It's just building and practicing on those abilities that you don't necessarily practice every day in training or in the ring.
Yeah.
Perfect example is Outlaw, right? Like I think one of the things that we talk about Outlaw is that every match that he has, he's making a promo for.
Yeah.
I know he talks every show, which I love. Like I think he should. I'm not saying everyone should have that privilege, but even when I feel like even he'll come out and like he'll come out and he'll talk for like 5 or 7 minutes maybe, and it won't even be about a wrestler. And I kind of like that. I'm not saying everyone should do that, but he's definitely like really trying to push that Trevor Outlaw, and you could give that 5 or 7 minutes to someone else, I think too, and they could take 5 or 7 minutes.
He's managing to remain relevant through an injury. Like
no, this is before he got hurt though. This is before he got hurt though. But yeah.
And to throw it back, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that that our year end 2020, many of this group had Elena Black as the person to look out for.
I think people did. I want to say, yeah.
I want to say Hank for sure.
I mean, like,
star maker
nailed it. Like, I mean, she had a fucking phenomenal year. She goes into January, signs with the WWE. She's just one of the faces of, admittedly, something I'm not enjoying all that much, NXT 2.0. But I'm loving her work in it.
She's crushing it. Yeah.
And like, it's silly to say because I don't really fucking know her, but I'm just super proud of her. Like every time I see her out there, she's getting better in the ring. She was already good in the ring, better on the mic, getting bigger opportunities, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah. No, that's a great.
I feel like
I'm pretty sure people did have that.
I feel like something that we didn't get to see a lot of her doing on the indies was cutting promos. Some of the promos and like little vignettes that she has done for NXT have been really fucking good. Like her interview and like promo skills have like increased tenfold.
Who knew the WWE Performance Center works?
Right? Shit. There was a tweet that I saw the other day that Matt Cardona put out, and he said that WWE was his development center.
Listen, we're not ending this before I get to talk about Matt Cardona at some point because he's had a hell of a year.
Yeah, he has. I think I want to say so. For me, I'm purely just not gonna get off this train because I continually want to believe in this person. I think for the last 2 years, I've had Blair Onyx, and I understand that she's had COVID a couple times. There's been a couple bumps in the road. She's pretty healthy. I think she's healthy right now. She's been in some important matches in the Zella Pro Women's Division. I know that for a fact. Some matches involving number one contendership. And she's a huge part of that division. Shout out to Zella Pro for having a very strong women's division. And I'm not going to get off the train. I don't want to get off the train. I'm just going to stay loyal, and I'm just going to ride this thing out. And maybe it might be a couple more years. Maybe it's not. I'm just going to say Blair Onyx. Just because I'm a huge fan of her, and I feel disloyal if I jump off the train right now. So I feel like her story is still unwritten. Natasha Bedingfield.
Exactly fair. I was going to say the best is unwritten.
You heard your Charlie Blair Onyx #1 fan.
I really like her look. I think you guys have had. No, it is not offensive to Blair Onyx, but I think like a Storm Grayson is a very strong pick. It's probably a stronger pick right now. But like, once again, it's just loyalty, and I don't feel like jumping off this train right now. I'm having a good time on it, so I'm just gonna stay on the train.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Charlie, do you have anything else? I mean, I think we're cutting close to the end here, but if there are any final roundabouts that we want to do.
Did you want us to talk about Matt Cardona or GCW? Hank, I know you follow them a little bit more closely.
Oh, the DVD just hit the corner.
Damn it, I missed it again.
No, I'm still on it. It just hit the. But no, I've always been a huge Zack Ryder fan. When D-Ray went down to WrestleMania a few years ago, I asked him to pick me up a Zack Ryder exclusive pin. I still woo. And he said, WWE was his developmental. And I mean, maybe it was, because look at what he's doing now. I don't know how much you guys are following or not following, but I think he's a hell of a run. At first, I kind of felt like, I don't know why, but I was like, oh, he's just using GCW for, some clout. But I mean, it went both ways. GCW got a lot of. I mean, I always knew he was gonna bring in some more eyes to GCW, but I didn't realize the amount of eyes he was gonna get on there. So love me Effie, love all that, but I mean, Cardona, just seeing him living his best life and just trolling the shit out of people, and I just love everything he's done this year, dude. I look forward to seeing him more, and I'm happy for him because I have been a fan of his for years, and I love to boo him now, which is great. So I don't know. I just wanted to give him some props because he took a shitty situation and probably he's having the career year now.
Yeah,
go from a dream job and now he's writing his own story.
Yeah, if we were to here's one question we can close it out on. If you were to make your own top 25 list and you were to open it up to every wrestler that has wrestled anywhere in 2021, who is your number one, Hank? And this is a different question than most improved, right?
Like so, independence, like not WWE, I guess.
I don't know. I think let's just open it up to anyone. Just like
to wrestling. I mean, I don't know, but Cardona is definitely top 5, maybe top 3 for the year.
Okay.
I mean, I got to consider Roman Reigns. It's a cheap pick, but I mean, he's been holding it down. He's been at WWE on his back all year. As much as I don't like the guy, maybe Omega. I don't know. Danielson, love Bryan Danielson. I love what he's done. Heel turn of the year for me. Bryan Danielson, heel turn of the year for me. Love that. So Cardona's up there for me.
Cool.
I had Cardona down for favorite heel turn.
What was that, D-Ray?
I said I had Cardona down for favorite heel turn.
Nice.
I think my number one will probably go left field. Like for my number one for this year, I'll actually have Christian Cage. Like he was able to, return in the Rumble. Then on top of that, main event, a huge show in AEW All Out. And I believe he also main evented Bound for Glory this year as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like someone who we thought was done with wrestling, just like Edge. We thought both men were completely done with wrestling. Like, our childhood is closing out. For them to come back and still be on top of their game, it's incredible.
Yeah, that's a pretty big trifecta. Sure. Anyone else, if you were to make a top 25 list of just 2021 in general, because the wrestling is a buffet, right? It doesn't have to be just. I know we talk mostly about it.
I'll give you my top 25 on our next episode.
I don't think you can talk about 2021, and I know it happened late in the year. But I don't think you can talk about 2021 without talking about the return of CM Punk. I just don't. I mean, that was a really fucking amazing thing that happened. I'm so happy that he has found his joy for wrestling again, and you can see that he's really enjoying it. And obviously he's not the Punk that he was 10 years ago. But just to see the man out there in the ring doing what he loves, and the rust is slowly knocking off, and I think he's really gonna have a phenomenal 2022. That's one of the biggest moments of the year for me.
Absolutely.
Hey, can I change my 2022 pick real quick? I'm picking Hook. Send hook, baby.
He's,
Bro,
yeah,
that
he
guy
does.
looks good. He looks good. The fuck have they been waiting on to fucking debut him?
Now, have you not watched his matches? Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, he's killing it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I heard a lot of good things about him.
Yeah.
D-Ray, who would be your just like who's like been the most entertaining wrestler for you this year? Who's number one?
I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. Maybe Big E
Yeah,
finally winning the big
Wow.
strap.
Yeah.
That's a great pick.
it's a fantastic pick.
Bianca Belair. I mean, it's
Oh,
there were so many good runs earlier this year that it kind you kind of forget about them,
Mhm.
and then all the stuff that happened on the independent scene is just like, oh my god, like 2021 was such a great year. It's like, how do you put it, on a list?
Right.
Yeah, no, it's difficult. I'm kind of throwing. This was not one that you should have prepped for, but they're keeping you on your toes. Kike, do you have
Xavier
a?
Woods winning King of the Ring. That was emotional. That was awesome.
I know, and that's like all he's ever wanted, right? Like his goal. That goal for him has almost been. It has been a bigger goal than like winning the WWE Championship.
Yeah,
He's
no,
winning King of
we've
the
been
Ring.
blessed with some great wrestling moments. I mean, Sasha Bianca headlining night 1 of WrestleMania.
Yeah.
It's really cool that over the past couple of years that all three members of New Day have gotten their single accolades that they've won.
Hell yeah.
I think that's really, really fucking cool.
Greatest faction of all time.
Yeah, you couldn't make an argument, honestly.
Absolutely.
Kike, what about you?
The Bloodline, brother.
I gotta go with Thunder Rosa, man.
Oh, you kiss ass.
Dude, I gotta go with her, man.
bro, that was my
Oh,
pick.
we send memes to each other. She's my friend. I'm gonna
Did you hear me? I
Yeah,
put you as number
exposed.
one.
Wow.
Did you see me?
Jag. I love that.
Keep
My
going.
kind of thought and
I
shit.
like to pick my close personal friend, Mel. I mean, Thunder Rosa.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll survive. That's what I call her. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah.
but
I don't know what you guys call her.
Stupid. Nah, man,
who-
she's killing it, man. She made Britt Baker better.
this is
Oh,
true.
You
No,
should
that's
have
a
stopped
really
at
good
made Britt
statement.
Baker. Because she made Britt Baker.
Big facts.
Great. That's a Kike. You counterpunched right there.
I mean,
That was a great statement.
That's AEW's girl, and bro, Thunder Rosa made her better, man.
I was
And-
I was so shocked Britt Baker is a better wrestler. I think it takes two to tango, but I'm not trying to throw shade at anyone. But that was a very good statement you made, Kike.
Facts.
Who isn't? Did
Richard, did you go?
Yeah, I went.
Okay.
What'd you pick?
Who'd you pick, bro? Stop lying.
No, he picked Christian Cage.
Oh,
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah, right.
It was so
My
forgettable.
bad.
That's right.
Wow, Rashad. I
rest
remembered.
I rest my case.
My bad.
Go, Chris. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, like it's been, as I hear you guys talk about different moments, like a lot of things come to mind. But I think the one that I've been following for a long time, and I mentioned him earlier, Ethan Page, man, like the work that he's doing. I mean, again, I am not a weekly follower of AEW, but I am a weekly follower of his vlog along with Thunder Rosa and Sammy Guevara and all of them. I do, enjoy their content, but Ethan Page does a really well job in placing his promos within his vlog. And I mean, we've all known that he had, great mic skills. And now him being on national television and really taking up that character of, with Men of the Year, I've enjoyed him a whole lot. So for me, like it would be him.
Yeah. That's good. Obviously, you know who I put number one on my list. That was Strictly Independence, though. If you were to open it up to everything, I haven't really watched any WWE. I have watched some AEW. I'm super impressed with Daniel Bryan's ability to go to AEW and still have like really awesome singles matches with all these different people. I just think it's crazy that
no matter where he is, he seems to just. And I think the same for me. It comes down to people having really good matches. I think at the end of the day, and I feel like he's been having those this year with like a Kenny Omega or with like a Hangman, and like it seems like it doesn't matter who you put in there. The man's gonna have like a really amazing match. So I think that'd probably be mine if we were to open it up to everything. So that's not a new and edgy pick, but I just think it comes down to really awesome matches for me that kind of blow me away. So
absolutely,
yeah,
I'm always down to watch him kick some heads in.
And he owes you $20, no?
And the CM Punk with the Sting face paint and like his like old school gear was like fun, like I want to cry because I love Sting so much, and like to see him do that, it was just so cool. That was like a huge
buy a
like,
shirt, a sweater, and 8x10s of that now.
I haven't, but
Hey, be real, it's a poster.
There you go, poster.
So yeah, I mean AEW, it's cool because I think it's doing a really good job of turning heads still consistently throughout this whole year, and it's like I feel very comfortable in my indie bubble, you know, and this is the wrestling I need to watch, but then the AEW keeps like tugging at my sleeve, be like, hey, look at me over here, and I'm like, oh shit, so like I'll go and check out a little bit of it, and it's doing a really good job, I think, of like you said, of this pun intended, of hooking me. So yeah, that's all I gotta say. But yeah, I think that's our final question, Chris. Unless anyone has anything else, so you feel free to take us home, Chris.
Yeah, no. Before I take you guys home, I mean, if there's anything you guys want to say, but I want to make sure that Rashard and Nerd and Hank and D-Ray, I mean, Kiki, if you have anything to plug that I don't know about, bro, you let me know. I'll support it. but yeah, like podcast and wrestling promotions, etc. Plug your stuff away, guys.
Go ahead, Nerd. You're a hype man.
All right, cool. Well, I am the Incidental Nerd. That over there or somewhere, I don't know where he's placed. That's OG Hank 312. We are For the Pop Pod. You can find us at on Facebook, For the Pop Pod, and For the Pop Pod on all socials.
Cool.
Yep.
There you go.
I'm just OG Hank 312 on all socials. You can find me there. You guys know that I'm a nobody, so follow me.
Hashtag no new friends.
Hashtag no. I think I made 2 new friends this year, maybe 3.
Dang!
Ooh, that's
Not
cool.
me.
Did you boot somebody? 2 people? You got rid of 2 people so you could have 2 more?
Yeah.
Nerd, he told you don't think you're irreplaceable.
Listen, I'm well aware. I am well aware.
Rashard, are you still podcasting?
Yeah, I'm at the CultureCast. You can find us on Twitter at the CultureCast Pod _. You can find me literally everywhere. I am Rashard H. Follow Project Monix. Follow Suave.
Boy.
D-Ray, what's on the Zello Pro docket, man?
Well, next coming up is January 16th in Milwaukee at the Turner Hall Ballroom on Sunday the 16th, 7 p.m. Unfortunately, I think there's a basketball game earlier in the day, so we're trying to avoid like traffic and everything. Sure. But yeah, it should be a big card coming up. We have Alex Shelley versus GPA for the Zello Pro Championship.
That's a big match. Almost like he
match.
Deserves his ranking. But.
We have your favorite, Pat Monix versus Blake Christian, debuting for Zello Pro. And then we also have plenty more in store for you guys.
I love it.
Can I make a request of more Zello in Chicago proper? Please? Just like
we've been trying to get back to Joe's. And unfortunately, with all the COVID protocols that they have,
right?
The owner, we love him and we work greatly with him. He would rather not take the risk of an event getting canceled and losing out on an opportunity for us to be there. So he's waiting for everything to clear up before we get back into Joe's Live.
Okay.
Heard it here first.
February, we will be back in the Chicagoland area, as well as March.
Oh,
Sweet.
wow. Zelda Pro starting off hot. I don't think you guys usually run, unless you're doing baseball shows, it's a little bit more
months,
spread
yeah.
out, right?
Yep. And then, of course, we teased it. We will be in Dallas on in WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, shit.
Awesome.
Right.
Wow. That's a big start for Zello. Congrats to all
So
that.
hot start for us, yes.
Yeah, I will say a prayer, honestly, that we that shit comes, and everything goes according to plan.
Me too.
I have a question, B-Ray. Do I need to book my tickets now? Is Frank versus Nerd 2 going to happen in Dallas?
I told you March.
The rematch. No.
March.
Well, you're saying March, yeah, but like
WrestleMania is in April.
okay, but so the first one's in March, then we got to have a rematch in Dallas.
He's working that storyline, brother.
I mean, if you're free to come out to Dallas, well, I don't know. We'll see how it
You
goes.
got to pay for your own flight, but
Yeah,
I
you
will.
got
Henry, let's do it. Let's go.
He's basically saying he'll book it the same day Veer comes to Raw.
and then Kike is Thunder Rosa's best friend and confidant. So if you need any exclusive signed merchandise, Kike, where can people find you?
Just DJ Hypnotize CHJ on Instagram. We got the ECW wrestling page on Facebook.
Yeah,
you can push your promotions and your podcast and everything on there.
What a guy!
Absolutely. Yeah, and then join Freelance Faithful too if you're a fan of that. That's a good Facebook group,
of course.
as well.
No, don't. I'm kidding. I'm trying to make it awkward.
Cool.
Damn.
All right,
guys. Well, as far as Two Heels and a Face goes, you can find us on social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Two Heels and a Face. That's number 2, Heels and a Face. Check out our website for that controversial upcoming article, twoheelsandaface.com.
Very controversial.
You can tear it apart. I mean, Charlie hopefully lets me see the list before he publishes it, but
That was for Chris's first time seeing the list on this podcast. Whoops.
But you guys, thank you so much for joining us for the 4th year in a row. It's always great having you guys, and
Yes.
it's great to close out the year, to reminisce on the year. And as I've been calling it, it's always great talking to the wrestling familia, even if it's online, because we can't see each other in person. So
Yeah.
thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah, you guys have been huge supporters. We appreciate all your time and appreciate seeing you guys as always and being friends.
Thanks for having me, brother.
Happy New Year, guys.
Thank you.
Peace.
Happy New Year. Make sure to hashtag beat up GPA.
Of course. Fuck Charlie's list. You spelled my name wrong, bro. Not cool.